All right, so you've done it. You've trained this absolutely brilliant machine learning model. It's super accurate, but, right now, it's just a file sitting on your computer. And let's be honest, until it's actually out there in the real world, it's not really creating any value, is it? So today, we're going to write down that final, crucial step, model deployment. I like to think of it as this journey from research mode over to production mode. We're basically taking that file, that really elegant piece of code, and we're turning it into a live tool, a tool that can actually receive data, process it, and then shoot back predictions to real users or other systems. This right here is where all the magic happens.
So, what are we really talking about here? I mean, the formal definition is pretty straightforward. Model deployment is just the process of taking your model and plugging it into a real, live production environment. The goal? So it can take in real-world stuff and give back useful predictions. It's basically the bridge that connects a model's potential to its actual, real-world impact. Simple as that. Okay, so to really get how we build that bridge, we first need to map out the entire journey for our model. From the moment it's created all the way to its final destination.
All right, let's dive into the roadmap, shall we? So it all kicks off with data collection and model training, stuff you're probably pretty familiar with already. But the journey doesn't stop there. Oh no. It continues with something called serialization, then the actual deployment, then ongoing monitoring, and eventually retraining. The biggest thing to remember here, this is not a one-and-done deal. It's a continuous, living life cycle.
Let's zoom in on that first really key step right after training, serialization. The best way to think about this is like you're packing your model's bags for its big trip to production. You're saving the whole thing, all its learned parameters, all its logic, into one single portable file. You might use something like Pickle or JobLib to do it, and just like that, it's packed up and ready to go. So our model's all packed and ready to go. Now it's time to pick the right ride for its journey. And the strategy you choose, well, that depends completely on the kind of problem you're actually trying to solve.
The two main paths you can take are either batch or real-time. Batch deployment, that's for when you need predictions on big chunks of data, but not instantly. Think like a weekly sales forecast. Real-time, on the other hand, is for when you need an instant answer on a single piece of data. A classic example is flagging a credit card transaction for fraud the very second it happens. Super fast.
Now, for those real-time predictions, the most common strategy by a long shot is to wrap your model up in something called a REST API. What this does is it basically creates a web endpoint, like a little digital doorway, that other apps can send data to and get a prediction right back. And tools like Flask or FastAPI make setting this up surprisingly easy.
And when you look at it, the logic is just beautifully simple. A user, or maybe another application, sends some data to your API's endpoint. The API then grabs that input, feeds it to your model does its thing and makes a prediction, and then the API sends that result right back. It's this clean, super powerful request and response cycle. And honestly, it's the backbone of most real-time ML systems out there.
But wait, this brings up a huge question, right? How in the world do you make sure your API and your model run the exact same way on some cloud server as they do on your own laptop? Well, that's where this amazing thing called containerization comes in. Using a tool like Docker, you literally package up everything, your code, the model file, all the libraries it needs, into a single self-contained little box we call a container.
And the power of doing this, it's just immense. Your containerized model will run precisely the same way no matter where you put it. It finally solves that classic, dreaded, but it works on my machine problem, right? This consistency is what makes it so reliable, so portable, and just so much easier to scale up when you get a ton of traffic.
All right, so your model is deployed. It's live, but, and this is a big but, getting it live is just one milestone. The journey is far from over. In fact, in a lot of ways, it's really just beginning.
Which, of course, leads us to a super important question. Once your model is out there, in the wild, making predictions, is your job done? Can you just pack up and go home? Not even close. Welcome to the world of MLOps.
So what is MLOps? Well, it stands for Machine Learning Operations, and it's the whole practice of reliably and efficiently maintaining these ML systems once they're in production. It's all about making sure your model doesn't just work on day 1, but that it keeps working on day 100 and day 1000.
And why is that so hard, you ask? Simple. The world changes constantly.
You've got to watch out for things like model drift. That's when the data your model sees in the real world starts looking different from the data it was trained on, and bam, its performance starts to drop. Or even worse, concept drift, where the very meaning of what you're trying to predict actually changes over time.
And this brings us to a really crucial point. A deployed model is not a static thing. It's got to be updated. You could use a scheduled strategy, say, retrain the model every single week. Or maybe you do performance-based retraining, where it only gets retrained when its accuracy drops below a certain point. And for the really advanced systems, you might even have a continuous learning pipeline that's always updating.
Okay, so after this whole incredible journey, what does it actually take for a model to succeed out there in production? Well, it really boils down to a few key rules for success.
Rule number 1, and this is a big one, version everything. I'm talking about the exact version of the model, the data it was trained on, and the code used to serve it. Think of this as your safety net, because if a new model fails, and it will happen, you absolutely need to be able to roll back to a previous, stable version in a snap. All right, rule number 2, monitor like a hawk. You have to be tracking key metrics constantly. I mean, how accurate are the predictions? How fast is it responding? Is the new data coming in starting to look weird? You've got to catch these problems before your users do. That's the goal.
Rule number 3 is simple: automate or stagnate. Seriously. Manually deploying models is just way too slow, and it's asking for trouble. You need to build automated CI/CD pipelines. That's continuous integration and continuous deployment to test and roll out new model versions reliably and super efficiently. And finally, rule number 4, keep a human in the loop. This is so important. For those really high-stakes decisions, like in healthcare or finance, AI should be a tool to help human experts, not to replace them. That human oversight is absolutely essential for safety, for ethics, and for accountability. So, let's just zoom out for a second. These aren't just 4 random items on a checklist, okay? They represent a whole philosophy. Versioning, that gives you control. Monitoring, that gives you awareness. Automation gives you speed and reliability. And having that human oversight, that provides crucial accountability. Put them all together, and these are the rules of the road that separate a fun little experiment from a truly robust production-grade AI system. In the end, it all comes down to one simple truth. A model isn't valuable when it's trained. It's valuable when it's used. Deployment is that bridge, the thing that unlocks all that value and transforms a cool algorithm into an actual solution for a real-world problem. Thanks so much for joining me.